We celebrate weddings in our culture as if they're always a success, when in actuality, it's the most important contract people ever sign, and yet they don't read over the details as closely as they do a cell phone contract.
Do you think you can help us get married?
Why, I'm in favor of marriage.
The United States government has made a decision, a long-standing public policy objective, to encourage its citizens to get married.
I will be your Casanova, with that you must agree.
I know you're a Casanova, but you'll have to marry me.
We need moms and dads helping raise kids. Wherever possible, the benefit of having two parents in the home, and that's not always possible.
As late as the 1950s and 60s, men were often denied promotions or wages if they were not married by a certain age, or if they didn't have kids, or if they were divorced.
Part of this comes from lack of separation of church and state and Judeo-Christian morality, that this is the best way to organize families. People call this the marital industrial complex.
Gosh, to tell our kids that before they have babies, they ought to think about getting married to someone, that's a great idea.
This is a way that the government can privatize dependency, but that form of social welfare state has completely failed. The largest group of people in poverty in America are single mothers and their children, more than mentally ill people, drug addicts, physically disabled people, and people who don't speak English combined. Going into a government office and saying, I need food, I need help to support my children so that we don't become homeless like many of the other single mother families in this country, and having the government say, why don't you get into a sexual relationship with a man who will support you, is akin to the government being a pimp to poor women in America.
I want to say one thing to the American people. I did not have sexual relations with that woman.
Did you have a 13-year affair with this woman?
No, I did not.
CIA Director David Petraeus has resigned, citing an extramarital affair.
Ladies and gentlemen, the Republican presidential candidates. As you know, your ex-wife gave an interview to ABC News and another interview at the Washington Post, and this story has now gone viral on the internet. In it, she says that you came to her in 1999, at a time when you were having an affair. She says you asked her, sir, to enter into an open marriage. Would you like to take some time to respond to that?
No, but I will.
I don't think that the Newt Gingrich model of saying marriage is sacred and everybody has to have a marriage that looks just like this iconic model that we've talked about, and at the same time having multiple affairs and many wives who feel disrespected, isn't working.
To make an ex-wife a significant question in a presidential campaign is as close to despicable as anything I can imagine.
Imagine the way we are set up in our ability to love influences everything else. A politician who has a miserable love life and goes out there and has to make decisions, and he comes from a background like that, just imagine what kind of decisions he takes.
We see that the people we look up to, the people who are supposed to be the standard bearers of monogamy, are failing at it. We see it in black and white and in living color.
I preferred it when we had a president that liked getting a blowjob in the White House, you know? Because he didn't stage so many wars. Clinton was not perfect. He fucked up a lot of things, and they're fucked to this day. However, I think that a man that can embrace his sexuality maybe doesn't have to kill as many people. I don't know, it's just my philosophy.